Welcome back, guys. We're talking with Antony Schreurs about the NFC East, and we were just talking about the Washington Redskins, and he wanted to cover what he thinks they need.
Like I just said, the defensive line, they need some receivers, offensive line, maybe a DB or two.
Yeah.
I mean, but they need a lot, to be honest with you. I don't think they could go to the playoffs if they really, play above their level, but I can't really conceive it right now, conceive it happening right now. But, anything's possible. Let's say if the whole entire division got the injury bug, they could rise up and be very good, and God knows what can happen. Crazy things happen every NFL season, so they could go to the playoffs and make some noise. Who knows? Ultimately, I don't think so, but they can develop and, really, just do what they have to do, and they might end up being pretty good. Who knows?
Yeah.
They went 7-9, so ultimately that's not that bad,
Yeah, it's not bad, but it's not where you want to be.
The Seahawks went 7-9 and went to the playoffs in 2010, 11?
Yeah.
10.
All right, let's talk about the one team that everyone knows and loves, quote unquote America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. I'm gonna let you start off on this because I'm gonna finish it off.
The Dallas Cowboys. What do you want to ask? What was my opinion?
Yeah, just recap their season. Yeah.
What was their record again?
They were 9-7.
Okay, so they played okay. I guess you could say ultimately. They have Ezekiel Elliott, who's a very good running back. Overall, really, really dynamic. He could do a lot of different things. Kind of needs to, I think, fix his act up a little bit off the field so he can stop getting fined and stop getting suspended. Quarterback play, Dak Prescott's a solid quarterback. I don't think he's as good as, Skip Bayless and the rest of his friends thinks he is. But I think he's a solid quarterback. I think he can win you some games. And I think he's, overall, he's a solid player. I would definitely say he's a good player to have on your roster. And overall, he seems like, an okay guy. Even for a Cowboy.
Yeah.
Wide receiver, Dez Bryant is he's lost, he's not anywhere near as good as he used to be. At least not in my opinion.
No.
People used to think he was a top 10 receiver, even when he was really good. I thought that was kind of a little, I didn't think he was that good. Yeah, it's a little high for my opinion, but I could be wrong. They have Cole Beasley. He's good. Tough little guy. He gets in there, catches a lot of passes and stuff. Jason Witten is an ageless wonder. he still catches passes all the time. As a Giants fan watching them play, I'm like, damn, this dude is still catching touchdown passes all the time. It's just ridiculous. So, and their offensive line is still pretty good, but it's not what it once was. A lot of the players they retired and they leave the team, so it's not what it once was. But their offensive line is still pretty good, and their defense, I guess, it's okay, right?
Oh, okay.
I wasn't here for all I know, but
yeah. So, what do I have to say about Dallas? Other than the fact that their defense is horrendous.
Horrendous?
Is horrendous.
I should have followed the NFL season a little more this year, but
okay. This team went 13-3 in 2016.
Yeah, they were a good team.
Let me just give you a list of guys that they lost defensively.
McClain.
Yeah, Terrell McClain went to the Redskins.
He was a good player.
Barry Church went to the Jaguars. The safety Wilcox went to Tampa before he was traded to Pittsburgh. Morris Claiborne went to the Jets, their starting corner, and their other starting corner, Brandon Carr, went to the Ravens. They had a mass exodus on defense in the 2017 season. Not to mention, Elliott got suspended 6 games, but he kept fighting it until it basically mattered the most.
Yeah.
And it hurt them. They score how many points did they score against the Falcons, Eagles, and Chargers? In that 3-game stretch, they didn't score over 10 points. They scored 7 against Atlanta before Prescott got sacked, I think, 8 times.
Maybe the offensive line is worse than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a TV, so I cannot keep up with the NFL.
This was the first one, that's true. But this is the first 3 games without Elliott.
Yeah, I mean they know what they're going to do, so
yeah.
Ultimately,
but I'm going to bring this up because I can't remember the stats off the top.
We can't remember everything, people. We can't remember everything.
No, we cannot. But
history of the NFL hit me up. I know I can remember almost anything.
Go. Okay, week 10 I think was the first week. They lost 27-7 against the Falcons in week 10. This is the first week without Elliott.
I mean, the Falcons will torch you if you don't do what you're supposed to do.
That is also very true.
Yeah, I mean...
In week 11 on national television, Sunday Night Football, they lost 37-9 against the Philadelphia Eagles. At home.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And then on Thanksgiving...
Well, the Eagles are the Eagles, so...
It's true. And then on Thanksgiving, they lost 28-6 against the Chargers.
Oh, I remember that.
So, what I'm trying to say is, without Ezekiel Elliott, stop calling Dak Prescott one of the best quarterbacks in the league. This guy is the second coming of Colin Kaepernick.
Okay, come on.
No, I'm dead serious.
You're going a little bit too much on a tangent now, right? I can't back you up on that.
No, I'm dead serious.
First off, his throwing mechanics are far better than Colin Kaepernick's. If you look back at Colin Kaepernick's film when he was when he was very good, his throwing mechanics were horrible. I mean, my throwing mechanics are better than his. Not saying I can throw a better ball, but my mechanics are definitely better. I'm telling you. Yeah. He is a lot more. He's not another Colin Kaepernick. I cannot agree with you on that one. I'm sorry.
Throwing mechanics, he's not. But when he does not have the tools to perform, he immediately falls. It's like not even.
I mean, is him getting sacked 7 times his fault? He is pretty mobile. It's not like there's a statue back there.
Who do we think of when we think of mobile quarterbacks?
Right now, or just in general, all time of football?
Just right now in the league.
Russell Wilson.
Exactly.
Actually, I think of Aaron Rodgers too, just of how dynamic.
I do too. But think of Aaron Rodgers. Not Aaron Rodgers. Russell Wilson. What does he do better than everyone else?
He rolls out really well, and he avoids pressure a lot really well. I mean, he knows how to roll out and just avoid pressure.
There's one play against Arizona last season.
Of course, I remember that.
Russell Wilson goes 10 yards back doing a zigzag and ends up making it,
that was ridiculous.
30-yard play?
I don't think it was that much.
Or what was it? It was like a 20-something
It was a 20-yard play, something like that. I don't know. It was amazing.
But it's like the thing that guy does, and then everyone's like, oh, Dak's one of the best. So, I just, when you compare Dak to the rest of the division, he's not Carson Wentz.
I mean, nobody's Carson Wentz. So.
Well, yeah, Carson Wentz is the best quarterback in the East.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I would put Manning and Smith above Prescott.
Oh, Manning!
Despite the age on Manning,
he's my boy,
play.
But I can't completely agree with you on that one because he didn't really do much last year. In 2015, I might have agreed with you. I don't know. You know what? I don't know. It's hard to say how good Manning's going to be this year. He could either be really good or he could just tank. We don't even know.
Yeah, but again, I think what they need defense. That's all I can say about the Cowboys.
I think they maybe need a maybe wide receiver.
Oh yeah, and then Dez, they're talking about either trading or cutting.
Well, so, he's a bit of a kind of a head case, isn't he?
Butterfingers.
No.
You're right.
I don't know. Maybe his butterfingers have been cured since 2014.
Yeah, let's hope, right?
No, let's not hope, please.
Well, if he goes to another team, let's hope.
Oh yeah.
Let's go to your favorite team, Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, 13-3. Just give me your thoughts on the Super Bowl. What do you think about the Eagles?
I thought the Eagles played like out of their minds. I mean, that was crazy. I did not think they would play that well. I thought the Patriots would win, and while I'm a Giants fan, I hate the Eagles, right? I do not like them. I do not like Philadelphia. I don't even like that side of Pennsylvania, okay? But when it's against Boston or Massachusetts, I can't root for them. It's just not possible. I can't allow it. So I had to root for the Eagles, and it was difficult, but I had fun. Me and Royce watched the Super Bowl with each other, and it was we went to theater and watched it, and it was awesome. It was really nice. But they played out of their minds. I think overall the Patriots kind of look like, we've been here, we're going to win. And they they got their blocks knocked off. I mean, also another thing is I think that Belichick got outcoached.
Oh, yeah.
In my personal opinion, I've had a conversation with a couple people, and they're like, "Oh no," and I was like, "Nah, he got outcoached."
No, he did. No,
I mean,
sure.
Belichick is a great football coach. Don't get me wrong, but he's not immortal. I mean, he's not unbeatable. He can definitely get outcoached, and I think he did. I think Doug Peterson did an amazing job. I think Nick Foles played insane. He was dropping dimes. I mean, he was fitting the football into tight spaces with these wide receivers, and it was ridiculous. I mean, I was really impressed by him. I mean, he looked like a grade A level quarterback. He was playing Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame worthy out there. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. But when I look at the Eagles and I look at their season in the Super Bowl, and I already covered part of that in a previous segment, they did this without their starting quarterback.
That's true.
And not to mention just the quarterback. They lost their starting left tackle. They lost their starting middle linebacker. Arguably the three most position.
Okay, but the right tackle is Lane Johnson, and he's like the best right tackle in football. I mean, they have an embarrassment of riches on the offensive line.
Oh yeah, but they actually had the best offensive line in the league.
Yeah, exactly. They had the best offensive with embarrassment.
They
of riches,
lost their left tackle for the season. He's an All-Pro, future Hall of Famer. And,
Lane Johnson?
No, not Lane Johnson.
The left tackle.
The left tackle was his name.
Like I said, people, we're not perfect. Peters. There we go.
I think it's Peters.
He's a beast.
Yeah, and they lost him to a torn ACL. They lost their starting middle linebacker, Hicks, to a torn Achilles. And then Wentz went down with an ACL tear. And they lost somebody else. Sproles. They lost everyone forgets about Darren Sproles.
But come on now. They got Jay Ajayi. They got LeGarrette Blount.
They traded for Ajayi in the offseason. But
the running backs played out of their mind, too. I will add that. Clement played great. LeGarrette Blount did his job. And Ajayi did really well, too. Their running backs, that trio played insane.
And I mean, it's kind of hard to find a criticism about a team that won the Super Bowl.
I mean, always.
But with this team in particular, there are no holes. I mean, if you can find a hole, if I can think of one, it's corner. But
yeah.
I don't think
you can never have a perfect team, though. I mean, this isn't the Steel Curtain Steelers. You're not going to have a perfect lineup. It's just not going to happen. Not in today's day and age, it isn't.
Yeah. But again, I don't see a way that they can really get any worse. I mean, they can get worse next year. They're playing a first place schedule, even though the first place schedule is against teams they've played already this year, with New Orleans, the Rams, and Minnesota. They're going to be a good team next year, and we'll see what they do.
Oh, they're going to be
But
really
they're
good.
bringing everyone back.
I want to add, though, Nick Foles, while he might be a backup, quote-unquote, he's better than, 70% of the starting quarterbacks in football.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't go in there with, a nobody playing. They didn't go in there with, let's say if, Sam Bradford came in. They didn't go in with him coming in. So, I wasn't surprised that they did so well. I was a little surprised they won the Super Bowl, but that's different. Yeah, but Nick Foles, played at another level. I mean, he was just ridiculous. And the defense played really well. And you know what? They beat Tom Brady. And a lot of people consider him the GOAT, which I understand. I don't see it as that simple. That's it for another argument. I don't see it as that simple. But, not many people have done that. And he did. I mean, he played a real baller out there. And overall, they just played amazing. I mean, Jay Ajayi, like I said, the trio of running backs that they have all of them did their jobs. They played their roles. That's the thing about team sports. As long as you play your role and stuff, and everybody else does, you can win the game. And LeGarrette Blount, had the power and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And Clement could catch the football like crazy. So overall, I mean, they played insane. It was amazing. It was a great Super Bowl to watch. I loved it.
Yeah. So overall, I don't think there's much they can really improve. I mean, they
just have to hold on to the players,
really. And they got a lot of guys through 2020 that are stars on that team. So we'll see what happens in 2018 with that team. With the Eagles, I don't see much to really talk about. But in our next segment, we're going to talk about. I don't know if you want to stick around for another segment. We can talk about Josh McDaniels. And, and what he did to the Colts, and your thoughts on the Malcolm Butler situation.
We'll talk about that on the next segment.
In the next segment.
It's going to take a while for me to cover it.
Queuing the next segment. But, so we're going to be talking about those. Stay tuned.